My name's Evan, and I want to talk about something real quick, so I'll let my Chelsea's hold you up. See, there's a topic that I've been deliberating and researching today that I want to look into and maybe even make a main channel video about. So you guys are going to act as my soapbox. So bend over. I'm going to be getting... I will not be getting on top. That's not... Okay, so tariffs. Well, how about those tariffs? How about that airline food? How about those tariffs, dude? We have to pay extra money or something like that to do something, dude. What do they mean? No one fucking knows. But that's not what's important. I cursed before the first 30 seconds. Monetization on my unmonetized channel. Oh, great googly moogly. So there's the whole thing that's going on right now where the Donald has been making us pay more for everything because he hates us. And I have been looking into, more specifically, China's response to all this. Because while he said he was going to tariff everybody, he ended up not doing that. Just like he ended up not doing most things because nothing ever happens. Hashtag nothing ever happens. But he did tariff China about 145% or something like that. I know this is weirdly political, but the joke is coming. Just give me a second. So I've been seeing a bunch of TikToks pop up from people in China, which is quite strange because TikTok is banned in China. I don't know how. That's a big question mark floating above my head right now, like a character in a Metal Gear Solid game that's right about to spot you. Because how are they even posting? But that's not what's important. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm seeing a lot of the people, because a lot of our things in America are made in China. I mean, it's one of the most common made in blanks that you can find on any label anywhere. And so due to this, a lot of warehouses from China and people who own these warehouses and manufacturing facilities for all of our manufactured objects in those facilities are posting hey, America's tariffing and now you can't get things from your local Walmart? Well, how about you just buy it straight from the source for a lot cheaper? Well, howdy dowdy do. I mean, I'd love to do. I like cheaper. I like spending less money. I just did my taxes earlier today, and instead of having to be given money for my tax return, I owe them money because I'm a YouTuber, and YouTube doesn't take an income tax. So I've lost money today, but unrelated. So I've been seeing so many videos. This is a good example of where the guy's just hey, dude, I got
Nike shoes wholesale factory in China, which sells a lot of special shoes for a long time.
.at. I don't think that's his voice. I'm going to go on a limb and say that was a Texas Beach voice. But yeah, he's saying hey, yeah, you know those Nikes? You know that Greek god that has a shoe named after it? Well, we sell that. Not the god. We don't have access to the Pantheon, but we do sell a shoe named after said god. And it's not as expensive as you would get at your local Foot Locker. I guess that's a shoe store. Yeah, so that sounds pretty dandy. I like the idea of not having to spend as much money and buying it straight from the source. However, it does confuse me how they're posting these, as well as how reliable these websites are. I've seen different people reference and refer to different sites. I saw one of these TikToks be go to Alibaba. Yeah, we already do. Everyone does that. We know. That's like saying go to Temu. So, that's questionable. But at the same time, I'm seeing people like this guy send bags. Dude, I actually kind of dig this guy heavy. He's been posting a bunch of videos about hey, you know those luxury bags like Louis Vuitton and all that? He takes every step of the process of how he makes those bags because he makes them for these luxury brands. He's exposing them and everything. Excuse me, I'm talking. Oh my God, stop. And he talks about how they're all made and how these $38,000 bags are actually $500 to make, and he's selling them for $600. Okay, bet. I'll take that. The only thing that we don't get when we have those types of bags is the label. Essentially what happens is he builds them, sends them to Italy or France or all those luxurious sounding ass countries, and then they print their label onto it, sell it for an extra $20,000, and people buy it for some goddamn reason. And so I find it very interesting that we're starting to see essentially an unraveling of the American economy purely because Donald made it so is being a little bit of a petty bitch. And I actually know he's not being petty. I'd say he's being more, I like to get political in here. I would say maybe stupid would be not too much of a stretch. So I find it very interesting that they're essentially being petty by being all right, well, if you're not going to allow us to sell our stuff to you, because we don't have to, we're not losing anything. They could buy it from us. So Really curious to see where this goes. There's another account, Winning Star Official. I haven't looked as deep into her, but she's been posting a lot. I've seen her not only on Winning Star, I've seen this woman posted on her own account too. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. Let's see if the economy crashes and burns. Isn't that fun? There's a bunch of other stuff. I'm probably going to cover this in a little more depth, as well as maybe with a little more planned comedy that sounds funnier on my main channel. So if you want to check that out, don't look anywhere. Don't look. Look over there. It's actually going to release in like 2 or 3 days because I'm like literally starting a recording is like pulling hairs right now. It's so hard to get me back into the recording groove. I'm burnt out. I'm burnt. Okay, I need a gauze. I need some aloe vera. I'm just burnt. There's steam coming out of my ears and shit because I'm trying to make a video. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here for now. I just wanted to yap about this because I found it really interesting. Aside from that, I actually technically am still behind a day in videos. I missed a day a while ago. So I'm going to upload 2 videos in a day at some point when I have enough time to do so. But today I was too busy filing taxes and then having my taxes denied. So I'm going to have to fill them out tomorrow. Life is great, and I'm not going to finish that. I almost doxed myself. Anyway, I thank you for being here. I was about to say I love you. You're not my mom. Anyway, thank you. My name's Evan. This is actually, I've already shown you this. I'm showing you it again. A squishy cat from Minecraft. Look, he's being murdered to death. And goodbye.